Hi guys, I'm Ryan, and in this video we're gonna go over the basics arithmetic sequence. Okay, so if you're in if you're in any of the math courses of IB math courses, you're gonna need to know this. Okay, so let's start with an arithmetic sequence. So what an arithmetic sequence is that it's a group of numbers that is related by either addition or subtraction. Okay, and then this group of numbers, they are in order. Okay, what that means is that there's a number in a specific position. A number is stored in a specific position. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. Let's say I have a sequence called A, right? Okay, so the numbers in this sequence is -5, -2, 1, 4, and 7. As you can see, the numbers are related by an addition of 3 every single time, and there's a specific position towards it, right? So there's position 1, we have a value of -5 stored. In position 2, we have a value of -2 stored. In position 3, we have a value of 1 stored, and so on and so forth. Okay, to give you another example, let's say we have another sequence named U, right? And then the numbers in this U sequence is 12, 8, 4, 0, so on and so forth. We can see that the numbers are related by a -4, so you subtract 4 from each number. And then again, there are positions, right? Position 1, position 2, position 3, and in each position there's a specific number that is stored, right? Okay, so to help you remember this, an analogy I like to make is, imagine you're going to McDonald's, right? You're lining up to buy your burger, right? There's an order in the line, right? You're lining up in order, and in each specific position, there's a different person stored, right? There's a different person in there. So it's similar to our sequences here. There's specific positions, and the numbers are ordered, right? In order. And then how the numbers are related is that they're either an addition or a subtraction. Okay, so now moving on onto some common notation. Okay, in sequences we usually write like this, okay, to denote a specific number stored in a specific position. Okay, so let's say we're talking about U, right? Let's say we're talking about the sequence U, then we have U as the name of the sequence, and then we have a letter N here to denote the position number. Okay, and then we have the value stored in a specific position. So to give you an example, right, let's say A1 means the sequence A, right? Position 1 stores the value of -5. So if we look here, sequence A, position 1 stores -5. Okay. Sequence A, position 5 stores 7. Sequence A, position 5 stores 7, and then so on and so forth. Same for these two examples here. Okay. So now onto some common questions that the IB will ask you. For arithmetic sequence, there's only basically 2 kinds of questions that they will really ask you. They will give you a specific position, and you want to find the value stored in that specific position, or they can do it the other way around. They can give you a specific position. They can give you a value stored, and you need to find in which position is this value stored. Okay. So in order to solve these 2 questions, both of them you'll use this formula. This formula is in your formula book under section 1.2. Okay, as you can see, the letter U means the name of the sequence, right? And then you have N is the position number, and then D is the common difference. Okay, common difference is just the gap here between your numbers, Okay, so to give you an example, let's say I'm trying to find the value stored in position 10 of the sequence A. Okay, so I need A10, right? Because A is the name of the sequence, and I'm trying to find the value stored in position 10. So I do this, and then the formula says I need U1 plus N-1 D. So that means I need A1 plus N is 10, right? Minus 1 times the common difference, which is 3, right? A1 stands for what? A1 stands for the value stored in position 1 of the sequence A. Okay, meaning it's going to be -5 plus 10 minus 1 times 3. Okay, so we have -5 plus 9 times 3, so it's going to be -5 plus 27, which is going to be 22. So we know that value stored in position 10 of sequence A is 22. Okay, so hey, so you might ask me, hey Ryan, why do we need to specify the name of the sequence? Well, because in an IB question, there could be a possibility that in a single question you'll be working with 2 or more sequences. So it's important that you're naming your sequences with a letter so that you know which sequence you're working with. Okay, so to give you another example of the second case, right? So in this case, we're finding in this specific example, we found a value stored in a specific given position because we want to find the value stored in position 10, right? So now the second example will be to find a position given a value stored, right? Okay, so let's say I know that A or let's use u, okay? So let's say I know that u7 is equals to, let's say un is equals to negative 12, right? So they're telling you un is equals to negative 12. So in a specific position, we don't know what that position is yet, right? In position n, we have the value stored of negative 12. How do we find what is position n? Well, we use the exact same formula. So how we use the formula is, we got negative 12 is equals to 12, because it's u1, right? Plus n minus 1 times negative 4, right? Okay, and then what do we need to do is we can move the 12 to the other side, so it's negative 24 is equals to n minus 1 times negative 4, right? Divide the negative 4 to the other side, so we got 6 is equals to n minus 1, so therefore n is equals to 7, right? So I know that if I want to find in which position is negative 12 stored, we know it is n equals to 7, so meaning it's in position 7, okay? Cool. Moving on, we're going to go into an arithmetic series, okay? So what is an arithmetic series? Arithmetic series is just meaning add up a specific number of numbers from an arithmetic sequence, okay? So let's use the example up here, sequence A. I just copied it down here, right? Same thing, we have a group of numbers that are in order, right? And it's separated by addition sign, addition 3, or add 3, okay? So in order to calculate adding up a specific number of numbers, we use the formula, the arithmetic series formula, okay? And this you can find in your formula booklet again under section 1.2, okay? And in general, the notation for an arithmetic series is that we have S means sum, okay? N means the number of numbers to add up, okay? And then we have an answer here, okay? So to give you an example, okay, a simple example, let's say we want to add up the first 5 terms, okay, of A, right, of A. So what does that mean? We need to add up these 5 numbers, negative 5 plus negative 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 7. Obviously, you can put that in your calculator, but that's slow, right? We want to use the quick method, which is using this formula here. So what we can do is we can write Sn is equals to n over 2 u1 plus n minus 1 times d, right? So what is Sn? We want to add up the first 5 terms. So n is going to be 5 over 2 times u1. Now u1 means the value stored in the first position, right, of sequence A. So we're going to have negative 5, okay, plus n is 5. So 5 minus 1 is going to be 4. D is 3. So it's going to be like this, okay? So we have this negative 10 plus 12, okay? So meaning we have 5 over 2 times 2. So this is going to be 5, okay? So we know that if we add up the first 5 terms of sequence A, we're going to get a value of 5, okay? So something more complicated would be, let's say they want you to find the sum of the second to 4th term of A, right? Then in this case, obviously it's easy like this because you can just add it up in your calculator, right? But in order to do this properly, what you need to do is you need to imagine a new sequence, okay, to help you imagine. So let's say we need to make a sequence B, right? That starts at the second term of A, so it's gonna be like this: negative 2, 1, and 4. This is what you do, because the formula here will only help you add up the first n term. So you need to start at position 1. So we need to force this negative 2 to be a position 1 number, position 1. So this is position 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then what we can do is we can add up the first 3 positions of our imagined sequence B. So then we have S3, right? Because we're adding up the first 3 numbers, okay, of 3 over 2. 2 times u1, so it's going to be negative 2, okay, plus 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 times positive 3, like that, okay? So we get 3 over 2, negative 4 plus 6, okay? So this answer is going to be 3, okay? And so that's it for arithmetic sequences and series. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. And subscribe to our channel for more updates on our future videos.